Hey everybody, welcome to Piece of Art and Soul Studio. I am doing coffee and paint today, and today we are going to be doing these wood flowers that I found. I'm going to dye them, and then I'm going to use them to embellish my next art project, which is going to go on this for a door hanger. So I'm going to show you how to dye these. Now, it took me a while to figure out how to do the dye, but I figured out the consistency, and I've already done a few already. So these are the ones that I've done already. This is the one with the thicker paint. This was one with the lighter paint. It didn't come out as well as I wanted it to. So the thicker your paint is, and I'm just using acrylic paint, and I'm using their oil, which is their softener, to soften their the leaves, which is from Sola wood. So I noticed that when I made the paint a little thicker, it does come out a lot better than if it's just thin. So what I figured out the consistency, and I will go ahead and post it in the comments after I'm done, but the consistency is thick. So what you want to do is you want to use warm water, which now my water is cold. So I thought it would be warm enough, but it's not. So let me go grab some warm water and I'll be right back. Oh. So you want warm water. You don't want cold water. And I'm using a 1/4 cup. So I'm just using 1/4 cup. I have a small bowl. As you can see, this is a really, really tiny bowl. Not too much that you want in there. So let me grab my water. And it has to be warm water. It cannot be cold water. Because if it's cold water, it will not mix together. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that into my bowl. So I have my warm water. And then I'm going to use this color. I really like this color. Or I might actually use a different color. Since we're doing Valentine's Day flowers, I've decided that I'm going to try to do maybe like this color. Because I already did pink. But I'm really, really digging this color. This yellow color, even though it's a fall color. Because I bought these were free. These came with my order free, but I had bought some of the ones that were fall colors. I actually might do this color. But I noticed that this is just acrylic paint. So if you really wanted to experiment, and we're probably just going to go ahead and experiment, I could probably use any paint that I want to use. But we're just going to use this since I already bought this. But this is just acrylic paint. All it is acrylic paint. And the less water you have, hold on, let me go ahead and post this to my my page real fast. The less that you have, the less water that you have in your bowl, the thicker the paint will be. So just give me one moment. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here so that people know that I'm live on here. Okay. So I'm just going to use this, which is this Sola Fault Softener, but I'm only using a little bit. I'm not using a lot of this because it does go a long way. Sorry, I'm multitasking here. And that's bad. Okay, sorry. Okay, back to business. Okay, so I'm going to use this color, but first you want to put your softener in. You want to put your softener in first. So I'm just, oops, sorry. I'm just using a little bit. So I'm going to use the rest of this, just a little bit. You don't need a lot. There's not really a rhyme or reason for you to use a lot. So we're just going to go ahead and put this in here. I forgot another fork. Let me go grab another fork. Actually, you know what? I'll probably just use, oh, I'm going to go grab a fork. Should have grabbed a fork when I was out there. So I'm using a fork because it's easier to mix your paint. Next time I'll have all my supplies together, but I never do. So it's easier to mix it with your paint. So I already have my pink. I have a few flowers that I want to do in this color, which I really like this color. We're going to see how well this comes out. So I'm just putting a little bit in there. Now I'm using warm water, like I said. So I am using warm water, but I'm going to use the rest of that. There's a little bit left in here, so I could probably use it later on. And then you want to put as much paint as you want. Like when you see the consistency of it being thick enough for you, that's kind of what but it's kind of maybe like a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of paint. I'm just pouring in there as thick as I got it last time. So it might be equivalent to 2 tablespoons. I'm just looking at the consistency of my paint. All right, so now I'm going to take my flour. Leave her be, please. Sorry, my kid's home, so I apologize if you hear any weird noises going on. I'm going to take my flour, and I'm going to go ahead and dip it. So I'm just taking it by its stem. Why is she growling? Do what? Sorry.
She has her ball in her mouth and money in her.
So I'm just dipping it in. Okay. Well, there's nothing in the house, so I don't know why she's growling. I think she's just playing. So I just go ahead and dip it, and I'm going to dip it as much as I can. And as you can see, it came out really, really thick, and I really, really like that. So we're going to go ahead and put it on our little egg thing. So I'm just going to set it right here. Now you do notice that like when I do dip it in, the leaves are kind of frailing. So you got to be really, really careful. Because even over here, they get a little frail on them, but that's okay. That's what the softener does. The softener will do is it'll just soften it up a little bit to where it won't crack and it'll stay. It'll stay in. And these aren't dry, so this isn't dry, but look how pretty that is. And I'm going to end up going back and doing some detail painting on that. Like painting the leaves and stuff. And you can do it while it's wet if you want, if you feel comfortable doing it while it's wet. If not, what you could do is you could take a spray bottle, like take a little water spray bottle and start painting, but then like spray it with water and kind of just do strokes. I'll show you guys in a minute. Because I am going to put a little detail on here. I'm going to put a little more different type of pink, maybe like a brighter pink to it to give it some texture looking, different colors, and just make it look a lot prettier than it is right now because it's just plain. Maybe I'll do like a white in the middle or something just to make it kind of give it some texture. I do notice that when I do some of these, I have to look at them carefully. So if you see how this one is, it's cracked a little bit right here. So I'm going to have to examine my flowers a little more carefully and see if any of it's cracked. So I'm going to start on the next one, which is a small little rose that I have. And I'm just going to dip it in there as carefully as I can. There we go. You see how this one came out? It came out really thick, but what I'm going to do is when it's a little bit dry, not all the way dry, I'm going to go and do some like texture color to it. Okay, so now we're going to put that in there and we just let it dry for a little bit. I do like how this one came out. It came out perfectly with the pink stuff. So now I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do this one. Yeah, we're going to do another one. We're doing this one. And I'm just dipping it in there. And this one's a little harder because it's got a lot of crevices in it. So sometimes you have to kind of flip it and make sure that it gets all the little crevices. There we go. Put that one in there. All right. And then I'm going to do a big mum, but I'm going to do it in the pink. This is a mum. I don't know. Not really good with flowers, but so I'm just going to dip this one in the pink because I wanted to see how well it would come out. I think you have to kind of like, with these, you kind of have to turn it a little bit. There we go. Uh-oh, piece broke off. Just be very careful. Now this is already cold, but you could still use it. So even if it's cold, it's still usable. I'll go ahead and put that in there. All over my hands. All right, so now I'm gonna do, see, how many do we have? I'm gonna redo these. I don't like the way these came out. I really want to redo these because I really want to use them, but I don't like the way that they came out. So I might redo those. And then I have other ones over there that I did. And they didn't come out as good as I wanted them to. So these kind of came out kind of lighter than usual, which is fine, but that's not what I wanted. So I wonder if I double dip this, will it work? Let's find if it works if I double dip it. And I don't think you want them too wet either. That's another thing. Like, you don't want them too wet because I think if you have them too wet, they won't dry as, it'll take longer for them to dry. That one didn't work very well. Oh, this one's not working well either. Okay, well, those are going to be testers. These are my little tester ones. We'll see how well these come out. I'm probably going to have to let these dry for a couple of days because I think they're a little bit too wet. I think if you get them too wet, they don't dry as fast. Ugh, okay, well, we'll deal with that and see how these come out. Hopefully those come out okay. So now we have our flowers. I actually want to do one more flower, so give me one moment. I'm going to do one more flower. Just doing one more flower. There we go. Okay, now we have our flowers. So we have all of our flowers right here. I'm probably going to do more in a little bit. This one did not work out so well, but the smaller ones, the smaller cup, the smaller bowls are working out great. Even when it's cold, it still works out really well. So I have some of my flowers. So we're going to just put those aside and we're going to work on our, our plaque. So I'm doing a Valentine's theme. Okay, I'm gonna just clean up a little bit so that I have some space here. So I'm doing a Valentine's theme. And I'm not totally 100% sure what I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to do more flowers in a little bit. But I thought this was cool. Like, it comes with like a box too. So they have a lot of these boxes that you can buy with the kits, which I thought was really cool. So let's see. Okay. I'm doing a round one and I'm going to do kind kind of gonna do the flowers around it. Like I'm gonna do like a little flower, like a half flower sign. But I wanted to I wanted to come up with some design, like a really cute design that I can hang up on the door. I'm gonna do like, I'm gonna write down what I'm gonna do. That way I have like a kind of like a you know, so I'm gonna do hello Valentine as for the words. So we're gonna do hello Valentine. I think I'm gonna make the background a white. So we're gonna do white. And since I have those colors, I might do like a background white and then do maybe a white, maybe a gray, maybe like a grayish color, like a gray white color background. And then I'm going to probably do, maybe I'll do like, I want to put gnomes on it, but I'm like, I don't know, because like gnomes are really, I know gnomes are in right now, but kind of want to make it look different than that, you know? Okay. We're just going to kind of go with it. We're going to kind of just go with it, but I am going to put these words down on there. Hello, Valentine. We're going to kind of go with the colors. So I want to do a white and I want to do a grayish white. So I'm going to grab my white. I'm going to grab my gray. I'm going to go ahead and grab my paintbrush. I'm going to grab a gray and then I'm going to do a whitewash over it. So I'm needing my white. I have my white over here. I have buttermilk, but I don't know what to do about milk. And then I need to go grab me some water. So hold on a minute. So I'm going to go grab some water. And then I'm going to get to it. I'm not sure where my white is. Where's my white? White color, white color. Nope, that's not it. Oops. How did I know that was going to happen? Well, at least that thing did not fall all the way down because then that would have been what a mess. Okay, so there it is. It's right over here. I'm going to use white, but I'm going to do a whitewash over the gray. So we're going to use gray. I'm using Gray Sky from Decor Art, as you can see. And we're just going to kind of squeeze that on there. We're going to paint it gray. So I'm just going to paint this gray. I like this brush. I don't know. I like this brush fit. I don't know if I want this brush or if I want my chip brush. So we're just painting it gray. Maybe more than that. I sometimes just like to squeeze it on my surface. I'm weird like that though. Oops, too much. Too much. I had too much paint on my surface. Ugh, got paint all over my hands. Marcus, what are you doing, bud? Sorry, my kid's home, like I said before. So I'm having to work while he's here. And I'm kind of just lifting up my strings here because I don't want to get too much paint on my strings, but I want to be able to paint around my strings. And I know it looks like I'm going really, really fast, and that's just because I paint really fast, so. Okay. I get this over here. I thought I had enough over here to spread over here. Okay, maybe not. Okay. So it's gray, but I'm going to whitewash it. So while it's still wet, and I painted over my thing, it's whatever. While it's still wet, what you're going to do, what I like to do when I do a whitewash, I like dip my paintbrush into the water. Oops. And then what I do is once I get my paintbrush a little bit wet, not a lot of wet, you don't want too much water. You're going to just dip it in the white, right? And then you're just going to kind of go over it with white. And broad strikes. And if you need more water, you can put more water on it. You just kind of mix it a little white. And sometimes what happens is you probably need to wipe some of it off. So if you want to kind of go over it with a little bit, can. Probably use a paper towel. But if you need more white, just put some more white in there. There we go. To your satisfaction, if you want more white, you can just put a little bit of white in there. I'm just put little streaks of white, not a lot. Oops. All right, so now we're going to let that dry. I'm going to rinse my brush out. I'm not going to use that brush anymore. And so here comes the fun part where we're going to do our design. So I want to do letters in white. I think I'll do letters in white maybe. Or I might do letters in pink. Let's see. I'll probably just do pink. I have hair right here. It's driving me nuts. Okay. All right. So I might do pink. I might do like a light pink. We'll probably do like a light pink and then outline it in black. I think that'll be great for the lettering. Trying to think. Thank you. I'm thinking if I want to do like paint in between here, a different color, kind of cut it off, like kind of cut it like this, and then put Hello Valentine in the middle, and then put the flowers on the outside. I'm not sure. Yeah. Trying to envision it real fast, how I can figure out what I'm going to do. I was thinking about doing like this color and then just doing like, let me see, because it's still wet right now, but like doing a line like this, but make it straighter than that, of course. It's my ruler, so we're going to use my ruler if I can find my ruler. Or you can just take a piece of plastic and use that to help. So I'm going to use my notebook. So I want to do like a line across. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a line across, and that's going to be solely this color. So I'm going to color it this color, and then I'm going to put the words in there, and I'm going to do the words probably in black. So I'm going to go ahead and do my line. So if you don't have a ruler, which I thought I had a ruler in here. Don't have a ruler, I usually use like something flat or something plastic to kind of make my lines. So Oh, thought I had a ruler in here. It's probably in my other side of my door. Okay. Well, we're gonna improvise, right? Because that's what we do. Hold on, let me see if it's over here. Marcus, have you seen my ruler? Probably not.
Yeah.
My pink one? Where's it at? Oh, my kid had it. He knew where it was.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay, so. Oh, well, you have a great day too. Sorry you can't stay long. You can always come back and rewatch if you want. So what I like to do is I like to use a ruler. So I'm going to mark my lines and I'm probably just going to use a pencil. I know it's wet right now, but I kind of just go with the flow pretty much when I do things. So to get my line straight, I kind of just look at it a little bit. And I'm not going to go all the way down. I'm just going to go like right here. I might go a little bit down. There we go. This works. So I'm just using a pencil and trying to straighten it out as much as I can and just kind of looking at it. And then I'm just going to paint where the line is. And I'm not going to paint over the line. I'm just going to paint where it's at. So. And I'm using pink because I wanted it to be pink. So I'm just going to do my best to not go over the line and paint wherever it's at. The line is just for my reference. So like, I like to just look at it and have a reference for it. And then I'll go back over it with, probably black or white. I just want to thank Proficient Painting for joining us. That's awesome. And I'm sorry you couldn't stay very long. I just noticed that you comment, so it's like I might want to comment back. So anytime that you see the live videos, they'll be uploaded later on so that you can go back and watch it if you want. So yeah, I'm just doing the pink and I'm going to go over the other lines. So I'm going to get as close to that line as I can with my pink. And if I make a mistake, it's not a big deal. Like I can always paint over it if I need to. But I just want to get as close as I can to that line. Now this one might need another coat just because you can still see the gray a little bit. So I think I'm going to add some metallic color to it. Like the sheen color to it. Maybe a darker pink will do a little better. Yeah, there we go. I like that. The darker color actually shows better than the light color. So anytime you have like a lighter color underneath, like a surface that has a lighter color, you want to have a darker color to go on top. There we go. All right. And this is where we're going to put the words. And then I'm just going to put the flowers like down here and a little bit over here. So like we're going to just do like flowers like this way, kind of like on the only one side of it. Once they're dry. So they're not going to dry automatically. Like it takes a while for them to dry. So once they're dry, I'm just gonna hot glue them on. But I wanted to get this taken care of so that we can have this ready whenever the flowers are dry. So, all right. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back over it. Once it dries, I'm gonna go back over it and do my lines. I think I'm gonna do black lines. We're gonna do maybe black. You know what? Let's do gold. I feel like doing some gold. So we're gonna kind of go over it with some gold. You know what? Matter of fact, we're gonna do a black line, and then I'm gonna go and do little gold dots on it. So, all right. We're gonna let this dry for a moment. I'll be right back. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna be right back. Oops. Dropped. Okay. All right. So excited for this. I cannot wait to see how these flowers came out. Let's see. I don't think they're dry yet. They're still kind of wet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of do some texture color to my flowers while they're still wet. So I'm going to use a small little paintbrush, like the little tiny paintbrush. And I'm going to do a little bit of color texture. So what I like to do is this. I'm going to, for my pink flowers, I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to do a little bit of lighter pink than this. So I'm going to grab, let's see, where's my light pink? Nope. I might do a darker pink, but I think I'm going to do, do I have a lighter, darker pink? I don't think I have a darker pink. May not, may or may not. Oh, let's see. Nope, I don't have a darker pink. So, let's see. I don't know if I want to do that color because I had that color, and then do I want to do a lighter color or do I want a dark color? I want to do a fuchsia. Let's do this. Kind of matching what I was just doing, but a little lighter. Let's see how well this works out because it's still wet. So I'm going to bring it in here and I'm just going to kind of do a little texture to it.
Yeah.
So I'm just giving it a little bit of texture. I'm not going to do a lot, but I want a little texture. And if you want to use like spray to kind of give your flowers a little bit of to keep the water from it to being too much, but I'm just giving it a little bit of texture. To kind of give it a little bit of popness to it. And be careful, like when you're doing this, because these flowers are very, very soft. But I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of texture to kind of give it the different colors of pink in there. See how I'm just doing that? I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm just doing a little bit of texture on the flower. All I'm doing. And then I might do...
Is that a real flower?
It's a wooden flower. These are wood flowers, so they're like the softwood. They're very, very, very delicate. Okay, see how it now it has some texture look to it. It doesn't look like it's all just one color now. So it does have some texture color to it. And I'm just going to kind of do the back side of this because I had some paint on it. It's okay. Now I'm going to do the middle part of this. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm just going to kind of give it some texture, some color. While it's still wet. There we go. See? Now it's not a whole full color. If you need more water, like I said, you could just take a little spray bottle and spray it. There we go. That looks so much better. It looks really pretty. I don't know if you can see. Oh, goodness, my lighting is horrible. But now it has a different color to it. Looks so much better than just like a regular. See, this is what it looks like when you dye it. And now look at it. It looks like it has texture to it. It looks like a real flower. Like, that's pretty cool. I really, really like that. So we're going to do this one now. We're just going to take the same pink that we did. We're just going to kind of spread it around a little bit. Kind of like what we did the other one. And it's still wet. So I do notice, like, if it's still wet, it does a lot better when you're painting it than if it was not wet. So I'm just doing the bottom side now. Oops. So you got to be careful because the petal will. They're very soft wood, so. So I'm just adding some texture color to it. All right. So there we go. There's that one. And so that's it for today. So next week I'll just finish up my sign and we'll do the lettering and everything. And so I hope you guys have a wonderful day. All right. See you later. Bye.